They don't have their payments on time. They don't have their payments on time. They have family pressure. They have social problems, or they lack job satisfaction. Then again, we experience the absence of peace, justice, and communal sharing in society. We think that there is lack of equity in distributive justice. People do not have what they deserve. Then, as a teacher, how do I build values of leadership in teamwork? Because when we talk about teamwork, we are talking about values of peace and democracy. How do I bring these values to all? In order to do this, I draw inspiration from Socrates. Knowledge is virtue and ignorance is vice. So the first thing is that I need to know what it entails to be a leader. To be a leader, you must be an advocate of peace and you must be an advocate of democracy. When we talk about democracy, it is not about all voices being heard. It is about being able to be for the people. Democracy means you work for the people. That's the meaning of democracy, working for the people. So, and ignorance constitutes the basis of violence in certain circles, because if you are ignorant of what to do, then definitely you are going to have more problems. But if we take the Socratic thesis to be very pertinent, we are going to see that some of the violence persisted. Here will be where agents and victims do not have the clarity and precision of what constitutes the violence. So in the state of leadership, you will need to be able to give clarity and precision and enlightenment on people on what they are supposed to do as far as persons who are being led or persons who are subject. Because Socrates, as a teacher, was a leader by bringing people out of ignorance. So ignorance constitutes a certain problem. I'm still trying to situate the problem. But then, if you want peace, then you work for justice. So a leader who wants that there should be harmony, tranquility, and order in a society, this leader must ensure the values of justice. So for you to work within the context of leadership and teamwork, you should be a man of justice. Don't say you are a man of peace when you are not a man of justice. For you to be a man of peace, you must first be a man of justice. So let us look at that in detail. If a teacher wants peace, he should work for justice. And to do this, he has to understand that no one is born great, but everyone is born with greatness. So here I'm seeing the teacher as a leader. You understand that in every person that you have, in every person that you lead, there is the potential of greatness in that person. Have I found a reason for my life as a leader? That is the first question that every person who dares to assume the responsibility of leadership must ask. The responsibility of teaching, that's what you need to ask. Have I found a reason for my life? If you think you can stop teaching, definitely being a leader, and still be happy wherever you are a leader, because you are supposed to teach as example. If you think that you can stop it and then still be happy, then you have not seen the reason for which you were born. If you don't see yourself in a state of passion for what you are doing, then you have not seen the reason for which you were born. Then you have to rethink. Then let us look at teaching and leadership as an aspect of education. So I told you that I will lay emphasis on teaching because I see a leader from the perspective of a teacher. By virtue of the etymology, a leader himself, you see, educere, we mean to lead out. It means educere in Latin means to lead out. So you are leading people out of ignorance. Then a leader is a teacher. A leader of peace in the republic of knowledge. He leads people out of ignorance. Consider Plato's allegory of the cave, where Plato presents to us a leader who is able to come out of ignorance, discover light, and go back to inform the people that what they are seeing is not reality, is not truth. They are living in the world of ignorance, in shadows, and he has to lead them to the discovery of knowledge, into the discovery of the truth. That is the work of the leader. So when you have been enlightened, then you come back to enlighten others. As a leader, if you have reached a certain stage of enlightenment and you cannot take your team to reach that level, then you have a problem. And to be able to do that, you must first of all know. You must first of all know, what does it mean to know? What it means to know in leadership here, we are still going back to Socrates. A wise man is he who knows he does not know and seeks to know. So leadership here does not mean you are going to show the people that you know everything. But leadership here, you will have to live in a state of Socratic ignorance, whereby you think that you do not know, and not that you are really ignorant, but that you give a listening ear. You are open-minded. You are open to others, because open-mindedness is an intellectual virtue, so that you are able to learn from others. Even remember desiderata, even the dog, they have something to offer. So a wise man is he who knows he does not know and seeks to know. So as a leader, this will be your catchword. This will be your catchword, so that you seek to know in every situation. Then, leadership dispositions. In leadership dispositions, a teacher only knows when he is ready to learn from others. This is a true meaning of democracy. When you are able to know from others, listen to others. It simply means sharing and giving equal chances and opportunities for all to take part in the affairs of the society. That's what I mean by leadership. You give all persons the chance to take part in the affairs of the society. And leadership here is not primarily political. It is primarily moral. A one-man's republic is a successful beginning of a serious failure. If you think that you can lead alone, this brings in the issue of teamwork. If you think that you can lead alone, then know that you have started to fail. I am being inspired by Bernard Fallon here. If you think you can lead and teach alone, then it were better you become a leader in a desert where you will live alone. No man is an island. No man is an island. You have to collaborate. You have to learn from others. You have to exchange experiences. You cannot do everything alone, no matter how powerful and intelligent you claim to be. Take the conception of justice in Plato's The Republic. That is the concept of peace and harmony in society. A football team where every player is the captain or a coach, there is no hope for success. There must be someone who must carry people to the position of success, and that is the leader. Everybody cannot be a leader, but there must be someone who leads at a time. What must a teacher do or a leader do? You have to delegate powers. You cannot do everything alone, no matter how powerful and intelligent you claim to be. No language of hatred. Take the conception of justice as I've explained. So we also have to be very careful with the language we use in terms of leadership. Then, how can teachers attain peace? Still in the context of leadership. How would they attain peace as a leader in the context, that is, you are leading people, you are teaching by example. How do you have peace within the context of your team? You need character. That's the first thing. Then what is character? Character here, I will look at character as time-tested durability. If you carry out one simple act of charity, you can't call yourself that you are a virtuous man or you are a good man. That's what I mean by time-tested durability. You must develop in you a habitus, that is a permanent disposition towards doing good, towards loving the other, towards speaking well, towards open-mindedness. So you must have that permanent disposition, which is like a habit that you wear. You are like a town crier. You are like a town crier, which is a permanent disposition towards the good. And then the town crier here is a man of character. The sun is shining. The town crier here is a statue that is standing at the village square. The sun is shining, he is stable, no problem. Rain is falling, no problem. Places are very cool, no problem, because this statue is smiling. And it's static. It's static. It's smiling. Whatever happens to that statue, he does not compromise his smile. That is the permanent disposition that you have. Animals will fly over the statue and release their feces. It means nothing to the statue. It's smiling. That is what it means. In the face of adversity, a leader remains with a permanent disposition. It is not easy to manage a team. So you must develop a permanent disposition to be able to manage that team. Someone who makes a promise and maintain it, however inconvenient it may be to him. So when you make a promise to your people, you consider it no matter how inconvenient it will be. You set out objectives that you can attain and avoid extravagant expectations. Set the objective that you can attain. Then you must teach by example. You have to be available to all, responding to the needs of all, respect of others' opinions, but you have to remain firm in virtue. Listen more and talk less. You know, one of the problems of leadership is that we don't listen. It's like the leader says everything. He talks so much, doesn't listen to others, because he thinks that his point must go through. Meanwhile, you have forgotten that you are leading a team. It is the interest of the team that comes as a priority to yours. So I used to say that the dumber the teacher, the better the student. So in the context of leadership, I would say the dumber the leader, the better the team. The dumber the leader, the better the team. You have to remain committed to the task and work for the well-being and success of your team. Look at the parable of the Good Shepherd. Even if one member of the team strays, you leave them and you go and look for that. That is the image of the Good Shepherd. Look at the example of Jesus Christ, washing the feet of the apostles. Passion for service leads you to say, for this cause I was born. I am teaching them by my example. So in the 21st century, you as a leader, you have to teach what you believe and then you practice what you teach. Who is a teacher as a leader here? Becoming a teacher or becoming a leader means you have to hurry slowly. We call it festina lente. You have to hurry slowly. You have to be tested like gold in a furnace. When you go through hardships and you remain firm, the aspera and astra, as a leader, you go through difficulties, challenges, but you have to remain firm. Others will cheat. You won't cheat because you are the standard who teaches by example. You will prefer to be cheated in the team rather than for you to cheat. The example of Socrates. You will prefer that you are cheated rather than you cheat. So because cheats compromise peace and harmony in society. And if you want justice, you won't cheat. Cheating can take any form. It could be academic. You're a leader in school, a leader in class is not supposed to do academic cheating. Change of grade, use of helping materials, representing someone else's work as yours, and so on and so forth. Then, what type of dishonesty? You remember that a leader must show also academic probity. There are certain academic dishonest actions that leaders are supposed to avoid. And two kinds of them that we need to look at. You have fabrication and deception. So when we talk about fabrication here as a leader, here it has to do with altering and falsifying data for the purposes of academic exercise. When we talk of deception here, we mean that you bend the truth so that you receive special consideration. This applies in every case. Then a form of deception is faking an illness so that the deadline for a project can be extended. As leadership, you fake information in order to postpone issues. That is not worthy of a leader who is honest. Sabotage and bribery, other forms that would mar the process of good leadership, even in teaching as well. When you illegally remove some material, maybe let us say from the library, so that others don't have access to it. When you do something in order to prevent others from completing their own project, so that you could be better in the curve, you are doing, that is dishonesty as a leader. Then, what is the take-home message that a leader is expected to do? Take-home message here will be, a leader, I consider a leader here to be a teacher and to take it in as a noble profession that he has to espouse. Every leader is a teacher. And you will know the stereotypes that are given to teachers, because I'm speaking now from my own experience. They will tell you about the round that belongs to teachers. They will tell you about craftiness. They will tell you about calculated expenditure, because a leader must be accountable. The life of prodigality is not very good for leadership, because that will lead to lack of accountability. And this goes, do you mean that you must have a simple lifestyle that can accommodate accountability rather than prodigality? You have to be informed in order not to be deformed, which means that as a leader, you have to read. And then a leader is like the Lord. He's like the Lord of the chalk, as I call it as a teacher. I'm looking at my own experience, is what I call le Seigneur de la Craie. That's the true image of a leader. Because if you look at the leadership of Christ, for example, you will now understand how Jesus set a good example, being one of the best teachers that have ever existed, because in his leadership, he exercised a lot of pedagogy. Look at the way he responded to the Pharisees. It's a whole pedagogic secret. I call it the pedagogy of the secret. As a leader, you must have your own pedagogy to be able to approach the different problems that arise in a team. One of the last things you need to know in a take-home message of leadership, you have to take 3 C's. Very important. In a team, as a leader, you have to start small. In every project, you start small, which means that you have a very mighty project, you break it into small pieces. You break the project into small pieces in order to realize them in bits and pieces rather than taking more than you can chew. Bias to action. It means that you transfer the responsibility to the members of the team. Don't do everything by yourself. because you are going to break your back. It's too heavy for you to carry alone. Delegate powers. Give responsibilities to the members of the team, and they will feel recognized. If you do it alone, you'll break your back. Bias to action. And then fail forward. Fail forward here means don't consider a mistake as disaster. Mistakes are accepted. As a leader, don't be afraid to bear risk and make errors. Don't consider an error or a mistake as a disaster. Failure is not a disaster. Failure is an opportunity for you to learn more intelligently. So as a leader, consider failure as an opportunity for you to learn more intelligently. That is the conclusion I have for you, and thank you for your keen attention. Yeah. Okay. I'm done. I hope I'm still online.
Yes, sir. Yeah, Prof. Yes, Prof.
Yes, Prof.
So I've just concluded. So I'm listening to questions on any other thing that will be coming forward. Hello?
Yes, Prof.
Yes, I'm waiting for any questions.
Yes. Thank you very much, Prof, for your brilliant presentation. At this point, I think all the participants have really gotten you. And if there are any questions, please, those questions are welcome. So
Yeah.
I'll prefer that if the question is if a question is demanded, let the person request for it, and he will have the floor to come and ask his question.
Good.
Over
Okay.
to you. Question?
No, sir. It seems no one has a question.
Okay, no one has a question. Then that's all right. It means we understood. That's okay.
But we must thank you for the presentation, sir, because it was really, how can I say, it was really expatiated and well understood.
Oh, thank you too. Thank you. Thank you. Just that I had a little time to prepare is okay. Thank you for the confidence.
Thank you, sir.
Question? Bernadette, do you have anything to add or any question to ask, Prof?
Oh, Dr. Yawa, sorry, I went out, I just came in, I logged out, I don't know. I realized that I was out of network, then I just logged in. Sorry.
Okay.
Maybe as it goes on, I will be able to contribute something. Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Kenneth, any question? Or you have digested every single explanation that Prof gave?
Sorry, sir, my phone went off and then I just signed in again. So maybe with time, then I'll try to digest what I've heard and then get back to you.
Marceline, any question? Okay, I will do like this. I will be calling names. I think that one is preferable. I'll be calling names so that anyone will give us his own keywords he has understood on this presentation. What are the home messages that you guys have gotten from this presentation? I will start with Akoni Angel Bear. Can you kindly give us the keywords that you have gotten from this presentation?
Okay, thank you very much. The presentation was well understood, and I picked up a lot of leadership from Socrates' point of view that says a wise man is he who considers that he does not know and seeks to know more. That is a lesson that I've been trying to pick up lately, and I believe they just fall in line. And then some characters of leaders as well, that has to do with how do leaders attain peace. I think as a leader, from what I've gotten from the presentation, I believe to understand that as a leader, there are some certain, you have some certain goals to attain. And one of these goals is has to do with you finding peace, because if you're not duty conscious and you don't do your duty, you will not get the peace you want. And then this has to do with character. So a good leader should have character. And then you should also understand that character is time-tested durability. That means you should not just get up one morning and carry out one act of charity and consider it to be a character. So it should be actually like a habit. And then I also picked up that a good leader should be available to the members of the team. Your availability to the members of the team, meaning you respond to your team members when necessary or when you are needed. And a good leader should also be accountable, should have accountability. I picked this up from the slogan that they usually give to teachers when they talk about teachers round. I understand that maybe it's because they are accountable that they do have a certain way of interaction amongst themselves and amongst others. Then a good leader too should be a teacher, because once you are a leader, you will have the qualities, you have like the duty to teach or to impact knowledge or to share, and leading by example too. Understand that a good leader too should also have their own pedagogy. So it must not only be from an educational institution, like from a school or something. You should have your own pedagogies that govern maybe you, your leadership qualities, and your team. This, with all what I've gathered, let's say, it leaves me to a question, like it can lead me to a question, let's put it, I don't want to come clear, but it's kind of out of context, which goes thus. The leadership qualities, like being a leader, does it only mean you being a leader, you need to display these qualities? Are the qualities designed for a particular team, or for a particular project? What if you don't have a team to lead? What if you don't have, like if they say lead by example, what if you don't have that team to lead? So how do you consider yourself a leader from there?
Dr. Yawa?
Yes,
Dr. Yawa,
yes.
please let me try to respond to Ngebe's question.
Okay, go ahead.
Like we said, that leadership is not, everybody is a leader. Everybody is a leader. It depends on your respective places. For example, you can be in a home and maybe you have little ones. You can be a graphic designer, and we also have people that will come behind you. We also have any circumstances, any situation you find yourself, you are a leader in that aspect. You have to reflect the qualities and the character of a true leader, an ethical leader. And how do you do? Like you said, you do by, there is no particular person who is a leader. In every situation and in every society you find yourself, you should prove and act like a leader. You don't need a particular place to be a leader or to act in that capacity.
Okay.
So I would say that everyone is a leader in any capacity you find yourself. So you lead rightly, you lead ethically. I hope I said something.
Yeah, that is clear. Thank you very much for that response. If any other contribution, I'll be happy. I'll be
Thank you very
grateful to
much.
receive.
Thank you very much, Bernadette. Thank you also, Akoni, for your potential remarks. So I'll definitely go with Carlson. Carlson, what are your go-home messages that you have gotten from this presentation? Akoni, please, can you kindly please mute your okay, good, thank you.
Okay.
Carlson, you have the floor.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. I'm based in the West here, and I would like to refer most of my examples to the Bamileke people. When it comes to the Bamileke people, I always see them, they have a great initiative of always starting a business as using the 3 C's, like start small. They always start small, manage well. When they have enough management skills, then they grow. As the business is growing, their actions too, they start to behave maturely. They have this bias action, responsibilities of memberships in the team. So now the business becomes divided, and each member of the business or the organization, he can be given maybe a portion or a section of the business to control, be accountable, and it makes the business fluent, and much work is not given to a particular person, and everybody feels free, and the business moves. And also, I would like to also elaborate on the last point of the 3 C's, fail forward. Most leaders always consider mistakes of their employees as a great failure in the business, which maybe may not be so as per se, because maybe some people learn from their mistakes, and some mistakes may not be as fatal as sometimes we do take it. Please, I also like to also thank you again on the leadership, on what you say a good leader should be, accountability. And for me, I see accountability as one of the greatest points of a good leader, because in any organization or any business, accountability remains the key to the progress and success of the business. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, thank you, Carlson, for your intervention. Jason.
Yes.
Jason is there?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead. Jason. Jason.
Hello, good evening to everyone.
Yes.
And thanks very much, Prof, for the lectures. As for me, I've really learned a lot, though my network was disturbing. And first of all, learning the qualities of a good leader, and what has really touched me in that lecture is about a good leader being somebody who is the availability and accountability, because we all know as a, first of all, you need to be available and you need to be accountable in all your actions. And secondly, what I can really say is a take-home message for me is about the 3 C's: start small, bias action, and fail forward. So for me, I think that is really, as a good leader, those are some of the things that we need to, that we really need to not just think that we must start big to be able to succeed. We must have the idea of starting maybe small, and we should not be afraid to delegate or to share tasks with our team members, and we should not be afraid to fail or to, something like that. So as for me, that is what I can really take home this afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Cyril, for your intervention.
Oh, Uncle Yawat,
Yes, yes, go ahead.
I think we have a question in the at the chat box. Somebody's
Okay, let me
asking a
check it.
question. Mhm.
Let me check the house. Okay. Melania is asking the question. Can anyone be a leader? If no, how do I know if leadership is my call? Prof,
Yes.
there's a question. Can anyone be a leader? If no, how do I know if leadership is my call?
Yes. And in fact, I always say you are not born a leader. As people always say, I'm a born leader. No, no, no. That's a very wrong statement. You are not born a leader. You are born with leadership. I get what I'm saying. You are born with leadership. That means you have the disposition of being a leader. So leadership is made. It's not like it is a reserve for the few. It is your ability to exploit your potentials to be able to solve problems in life. If you are able to exploit your potentials, then everyone can be a leader. Because the impression that you get often is that this one is a born leader. So when you say this one is a born leader, do you mean the other one is not a born leader? It's because the person has not been able to exploit his potential. He has not been, he lived in an enabling environment to permit such a person to grow. So everyone can be a leader depending on the exploitation of the potential. Thank you.
Melania, I think you have gotten answers for your worry.
Yes, sir. Yes. Thank you very much.
So kindly give us now your go-home messages you got.
Okay, sir. Thank you. I will give my own go message from the 3 C's, where he spoke of start small, which means you shouldn't be afraid to start little. If you have a big project at hand, make sure you share it into smaller pieces. It's better you do it small and attain the goal. And then he went to fail forward, where he said you should be able to take risks and then don't be scared of failure. Failure should not be a disaster in the line of leadership. When you're leading, take failure. Don't be scared when failure comes. Take failure as a lesson. I think that's what I got from what he was saying. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you also for your intervention. We'll then now move forward with who have not spoken yet. I think everyone, those who were not chosen have run away from the platform. Anyway, Prof, we thank you very much for your intervention, and we are very grateful for you participating today.
Thank you for the confidence. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prof.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Yeah,
So,
it's really been a privilege, and we can't really say we would have been able to pull it off without your assistance throughout this session. And it's been a very valuable input which you gave us. And just to crown it all, I think if we are to give a round of applause, everyone, can you unmute yourselves and then give us a thunderous applause to our presenter for a job well done. Can we hear the claps? Yeah. And then kindly,
Bro,
before
we
we go,
appreciate
can you
you so
please
much for
kindly turn on your camera such that we can take a picture? Kindly turn on your cameras, please, such that we take a picture. We're waiting. All right, I haven't started yet. I'm still waiting. For the others, take a good posture. Let me see those beautiful faces. Take a good posture. Let me see those beautiful faces. All right. Wonderful, lovely. I'm still waiting on James and Chesam, please. Lovely people. Lovely people. I can see them smiling. Oh goodness, this is great. Thank you very much. And I do appreciate your participation. You can turn off your cameras. Thank you very much,
Thank
Prof.
you.
We are really
Thank
grateful
you.
for this opportunity. And we're looking forward to the next meeting, which shall be coming up on Tuesday, on Monday. We shall have the topics distributed and shared with you on the next session. And kindly watch out for your emails to get updates about that. And do well as to equally complete the HP Live courses. It's really important that we begin with those HP Live courses. Remember the deadline, it's Tuesday. And on Tuesday, we are hoping to get a feedback from you all from the first set of HP Live courses. You submit them, and then we are able to track. For all those who are able to participate in the session of today, thank you for making our time to do so. There shall be a recap of this session today on the YouTube channel. So do well to let your participants, the various participants and your cohort mates to be alerted that they will have a rebroadcast of this on the YouTube channel. We shall put up the communications on that. And just one last thing, if you've not completed the survey yet, I think a good number of you who are here have done the survey, because I'll be putting down the platform for the survey today, and any other person who's not answered the survey so far, I would consider them as forfeiting one of the preliminary assets of this session before the next one. And I think basically that's it. And if you have any worries, you always know where to contact us. You can always reach myself, or you reach Dr. Yawat, or you reach Madame Bernadette. We are all willing to assist you for any need and assistance that you have moving forward. So thank you very much, and do have a nice day. And just one last thing, the presenter for the second presentation of today would be pushed to Saturday next week, because the presenter is unable to commit to the exercise of today. We're supposed to have 2 presentations based on the agenda of the program schedule, but unavoidably they cannot make it for today's meeting. So we would have them next week. So do well to be there present, and then we'll communicate the details about that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks for your participation.